There's a way you can turn this into a perfect shiny ball. With the Japanese art of Dorodango, we can turn this into this. My girlfriend's birthday is in 3 days, so I'm gonna try and make one for her and give it to her at the end of the video. These things are so expensive. People actually sell them for over $100. Apparently it can be a tricky process, so let's hope I can make it in time, or I'm paying premium for one of these. I tried to make a small test one first with dirt from my garden. So I got the dirt and broke it apart into smaller pieces. Then I filtered the dirt through a strainer to remove the rocks and grass. Next was the fun part, filtering to collect just the smallest particles. I was kinda skeptical that this dirt can be turned into a perfect shiny sphere, but there was only one way to find out. I want to make the gift one from red Moroccan clay, but I want to try and make a giant one. I filtered out lots of clay for now and mixed it 50% with sand. I'll get back to this later. The goal now was to make the core, so I added the dirt to a bag and mixed with some water. I added too much water, then too much dirt, but eventually I got a good consistency. I rolled it around and formed as close to a sphere as possible, then left it overnight to dry. I just had to do this, but then I fixed it. Only 2 days left, so it was time to make it perfectly round. I needed to sprinkle the remaining dirt onto the Dorodango, then rub it in with my thumb. I did this a few times, then got a glass spice jar to round the ball, and tried to make it a perfect sphere. I wet the mouth of the jar and went round and round, removing more and more imperfections with each pass. I continued the process while thinking about how my girlfriend's gonna react when I give her the big red clay one. Just as I was making progress, this happened. I was freaking out. I just wasted 5 hours. I tried to heal it by rubbing wet mud over the crack, kind of like mud surgery. I placed it in a bag for a few hours and waited nervously.
Okay, please, please, please.
It actually worked. The secret to make it super shiny is to separate the clay from the soil. I mixed the dirt with an electric mixer for the layers to separate. You can see a layer of sand here and a layer of pure clay above it. I poured away the water and scooped out the clay onto a baking sheet and let it dry in the oven. Then I grinded it with a pestle and mortar. I added this pure clay powder to the Dorodango. And it got smoother and smoother until eventually... It's pretty cool, but not nearly good enough for a gift. The big red clay one is going to be so much better. This clay had its own problems. I just couldn't get it into a perfect sphere shape. I tried spreading the bumps around and rolling it, but it just wasn't great. So I left it overnight to dry. It was the final day and I was desperately trying to finish this. I used a drinking glass this time to smoothen out the core. Oh, you see this goo? This'll come in handy later. It was getting rounder, so I coated the ball in pure clay with no sand and wet the glass to round it. This had a much smoother texture than the dirt one. As you can see, only some parts were being polished. Here's where the clay goo comes in handy. If we rub some on the low areas and blend it in with the glass, it fills them. It took 3 hours to fill them all, but it got smooth eventually. The very last step was to filter the clay one last time. Apparently this makes it even shinier, so I bought this filter just for the video. This dirt is so fine I almost asked it out on a date. I sprinkled this clay powder onto the Dorodango and rounded it with a wet glass. After some more polishing, I could see the shine starting to come through. I kept going, then gave it a final polish with the cloth for 2 more hours. So after days of work and experiments and problems, it was finally done. I want to do a drop test on the small one before giving my girlfriend the present. This thing feels rock hard, but it could be completely fragile, I have no idea. Let's try just a small distance first. 3, 2, 1. No problems there. Okay, let's just do it properly. 3, 2, 1. Still no problems somehow. Okay, surely this will work. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye, mini dango. So after hours and hours of work, okay, so she's coming home in like 5 minutes. And I got the present and the card set up. She's gonna be so happy. I hope. Oh. I got you something special, baby. Wait, I got your card first.
Happy birthday, babe. I love you, and when I'm with you, I have such a ball. Ball? Such a shiny ball.
You'll see. Be careful. It's fragile. Be careful.
What's this?
It's like there's these things called Dordangos. So I got dirt from the garden and I did lots of stuff to it and made it into a shiny ball.
So you're giving me dirt?
Yes, it's technically dirt, but it's
So
not,
what is it for? Is it like a game?
it's like an ornament. It's like it's supposed to symbolize how patience can turn like dirt into patience can turn dirt into like a beautiful thing, you know?
So it's not a game then.
All jokes aside though, this started off as a confusing process with lots of problems and failed attempts. But with some patience, it became a thoroughly enjoyable process. There's just something magical about turning regular dirt into these. Be warned though, if you do try this, expect to see Dorodangos everywhere. Anyway, I finally made a perfect Dorodango for my girlfriend. Now all that was left was the mess.
What?
So sad.
Am I saying something?
No, it's so sad.
Stop! I'm trying to
No,
be
keep
character.
going.